Zinc is a mineral that supports many functions in your body, especially those related to your immune system and wound healing. But it's also a very common nutrient deficiency around the world, especially where people eat mostly plant-based diets. In fact, 25% of preschoolers in developing countries are zinc deficient. And even in North America and Europe, some groups of people have a hard time getting enough zinc, like vegans, vegetarians, the elderly, and those with digestive issues. Since zinc is so important for our survival, there are many different systems in our body that work together to keep our zinc levels adequate. For example, our intestines absorb zinc from food, and then our body distributes it where it's needed, and we can even get some zinc from our friendly microbes. That said, sometimes these mechanisms aren't enough and people become deficient. Let's look at some of these causes as well as the symptoms and treatments. One of the main causes of zinc deficiency is eating too many grains. Grains have phytate, which bind to minerals like zinc and make them less absorbable. This is one reason why it's recommended to soak, sprout, or ferment grains before eating them. Other foods that can decrease zinc absorption include dairy products, egg yolks, and some vegetables like spinach and beets. So, if you're someone who eats a lot of these foods, it's possible that you could be deficient in zinc. But what does a zinc deficiency actually do to your body? Well, let's start with the immune system. Zinc is essential for the development and function of various immune cells, including T cells, B cells, natural killer cells, and neutrophils. These cells help protect us against infections from bacteria, fungi, parasites, and viruses. For example, zinc is needed for neutrophils to engulf and destroy pathogens. It also helps T cells differentiate into different types of cells that can perform different functions. And it assists in the production of antibodies from B cells. One study found that zinc supplementation improved immune function in healthy adults for about 6 weeks. Another study found that zinc lozenges reduced the duration of the common cold by about 1 day. On the other hand, a lack of zinc impairs immune function, making it harder for your body to fight off infections. This means that people with low zinc levels may be more likely to get sick often and may have more severe symptoms. This can lead to a higher risk of pneumonia and other complications. Another important thing to note is that zinc plays a role in wound healing. Zinc is needed for cell growth and division, which is important for tissue repair. It also has anti-inflammatory properties, which help reduce inflammation at the site of the wound. And it aids in collagen synthesis, which is a protein that provides structure and support to tissues. When someone is deficient in zinc, they may take longer to heal from cuts, bruises, and other types of wounds. Their skin might also show signs of impaired wound healing, such as scars or areas of discoloration. Now, it's also worth mentioning that zinc can interact with certain medications, including tetracyclines, quinolone, HIV medications, and blood pressure medications. If you're taking any of these medications, it's important to talk to your doctor before supplementing with zinc. The good news is that most people get enough zinc from their diet. The recommended dietary allowance for adult males is 11 milligrams per day, and for adult females is 8 milligrams per day. Foods that are high in zinc include red meat, shellfish, poultry, beans, and nuts. Red meat and shellfish tend to have the highest amounts of zinc, while nuts and beans have lower but still significant amounts. However, the zinc in plant-based foods is less bioavailable than the zinc in animal-based foods due to factors like phytates and lectins. So it may take more of these foods to get the same amount of zinc. For this reason, some organizations recommend that vegans and vegetarians consume 50% more zinc than non-vegans. Here are some examples of how much zinc is in certain foods. A 3-ounce serving of cooked beef contains approximately 3.4 milligrams of zinc, while a 3-tablespoon serving of peanut butter contains approximately 1.5 milligrams of zinc. A 1-cup serving of cooked rice has about 1.2 milligrams of zinc, while a 1-cup serving of cooked quinoa has about 2.8 milligrams. A 1-cup serving of cooked lentils has about 3.7 milligrams of zinc, while a 1-cup serving of cooked spinach has about 1.6 milligrams. A 1 medium baked potato has about 0.3 min of zinc. As you can see, the type of food can significantly affect the amount of zinc that you get. That said, there are also zinc supplements available. However, it's generally recommended to get nutrients from whole food sources rather than supplements whenever possible. This is because whole foods contain other nutrients and compounds that can aid in nutrient absorption and utilization. Supplements typically contain high doses of a single nutrient and may not provide the full range of nutrients and compounds found in whole foods. Taking very high doses of zinc for a long time can cause toxicity, which can lead to problems like copper deficiency, impaired immune function, and damage to the nervous system and the eyes. In fact, oversupplementation of zinc is a common cause of zinc toxicity. Most people can safely take up to 400 mg of elemental zinc daily, but it's always best to follow the instructions on the packaging or consult with a healthcare professional before taking high doses of zinc or other supplements. On the other hand, some people may benefit from zinc supplementation. For example, people who have trouble absorbing nutrients from food due to digestive issues like celiac disease or Crohn's disease. People who eat mostly plant-based diets or who consume a lot of grains may also benefit from zinc supplementation. In these cases, it's important to speak with a healthcare professional to determine whether supplementation is necessary and to monitor for any potential side effects or interactions with medications. Now, if you're concerned that you might be getting too little zinc in your diet, here are some signs to look out for. First, you may notice changes in your sense of taste or smell. Zinc is needed for the proper functioning of the taste and smell receptors. So, a zinc deficiency can lead to a loss of taste or smell, or a change in the way that food tastes or smells. Another sign of a zinc deficiency is a white lesion on the cornea of the eye. This is called a corneal zinc deficiency. People with this condition may also experience dry eyes, redness, and blurred vision. Also, skin problems like dermatitis and wounds that take a long time to heal may indicate a zinc deficiency. As we mentioned earlier, zinc is essential for wound healing, so a deficiency can lead to delayed healing and increased risk of infection. You may also notice hair loss, especially on the upper back and sides of the head. This is because zinc is needed for the production of keratin, which is a protein that makes up the structure of hair. Finally, diarrhea, especially in young children, can be a sign of a zinc deficiency. Zinc is important for maintaining the health of the gut lining, so a deficiency can lead to inflammation and increased permeability of the gut, which can result in diarrhea. So, as you can see, zinc is an essential mineral that plays an important role in many processes in the body, especially immune function and wound healing. Getting enough zinc from your diet or supplements can help support a healthy immune system and overall health. Just be sure to watch out for some of the signs of a zinc deficiency and to avoid oversupplementing, which can lead to toxicity. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has been helpful and informative. If you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button below the video. It really helps my channel and motivates me to keep making great videos for you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you never miss out on any of my upcoming videos. You can also follow me on social media to get updates and interact with me there. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.